Thank you. Gracias, Pastor Sarai. I wanna call a lawyer who has been a friend of ours, ally in the Worcester Immigrant Coalition, Feldman. Is here? All right, he's here.
Rosa Parks, Susan B. Anthony, Jackie Robinson. They each changed the law. They each changed the rules. They each changed the world. Rosa Parks, a dark-skinned woman, illegally sat in the white section of a bus. There was a time in America when it was illegal for a slave to live as a free human being. Illegal. For 144 years, it was illegal for a woman to vote in the United States of America. Today, it's illegal only for permanent residents to vote in the United States of America. For over 50 years, it was illegal to have a drink of alcohol. Before Jackie Robinson, there was a time when people of color were forbidden to play sports at a professional level. There was a time when Japanese Americans were rounded up and put in internment camps, legally done so. Before World War I, virtually everybody and anybody who wanted to come to the United States was free to do so.
That's right.
So when people say my grandparents played by the rules, they came legally, it's only because nobody passed a law to make it illegal to do it. Immigration has been no different. It is the same before and today. What is different is simply the law, what the law allows and what it doesn't. History shows us that the law is sometimes wrong. Have we not seen that? Yes! So now, who's wrong? Are the people wrong or is the law wrong?
The law is wrong!
The law is wrong.
Always.
The law is wrong. So today's immigration law, just for those people who don't know, who need a little bit more convincing, let me tell people what our immigration law requires, what it really says. As of today, May 1st, 2009, there are no permanent resident employer visas available for skilled, low-skilled, and workers with bachelor's degrees. There are none available. Come back and check with us in October. Maybe there'll be visas then, we are told. If you are a U.S. citizen and you want to sponsor your child, if the child's over 21 years, you're going to wait 7 years. If they're married, you're going to wait 9 years. If you have a green card and you want to sponsor your spouse, your husband or wife, you have to wait 5 years. And if they're over 21, you have to wait more than 10 years. If you're a U.S. citizen and you want to sponsor your brother or your sister, you have to wait between 11 and 20 years. So when people say, how did you break the law? Why did you break the law? How did you take things into your own hands? What law are they talking about? There is no law that makes sense. None. So the people are right and the law is wrong. It doesn't happen often, but it's happened now with immigration law. So, change the law, huh? Change the law. 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 So let's talk about what happens when the law is wrong and the people are right. So you're an immigrant, right? And you're in the U.S. without papers. And you're working here to support your family. And you always have to wonder, is there going to be a knock on that door? Is somebody going to come to my place of business? Are they going to be bringing heavy artillery and helicopters and entrapping us in my workplace? Am I going to be taken out of my car for a traffic violation? And am I going to be put in handcuffs and taken to an immigration detention center, put in an orange suit for my last days and my last moments here in the United States? Is that my self-image after 10 or 15 years of working hard in the United States? Is that how I'm supposed to see myself when all I've done here is work? That's what happens when the law is wrong. People live in fear. It's not that we don't appreciate the liberty that the rule of law gives. It's not that we don't appreciate that following in law is generally better for everybody. There are times in history throughout the world and throughout the United States where the law simply is not following morality. And at those times, the law must and needs to be changed. The proof is going to be that it's not going to be that much longer until this law is changed. Now that the Democrats have 60 votes in the Senate, now that Obama is the president, now that everybody has caught up with what has been wrong, the same action that that person does today in 2011 will be legal. There will be no illegality associated to that person being and working in the United States. None at all. So people are asked to live, made to live in fear. Because what they're doing is ahead of the law. The law hasn't caught up to them yet. So are the people right? Yes. The people are right. Is the law wrong? Yes. The law is wrong. So that's why when people say, well, you know, that's all good and everything, but you came without papers and you snuck in and you're still here, and why don't you follow the rules? It's because the rules don't make any sense. They don't make sense morally. They don't make sense from American self-interest. They simply don't make sense. And let's just look at what immigrants have done. Let's take a look at immigrants. This is what we depend on when it comes to immigrants. If you need a grandparent who's cared for, it's most likely going to be an immigrant who cares for your grandparent. If you need a child who's going to stay at home and you go out to work, it's oftentimes an immigrant who's going to take care of your child. If you go to a hospital, you're going to see an immigrant nurse and physician. If you go into a laboratory, you're going to see an immigrant doctor, an immigrant scientist. If you travel in any way, anywhere in companies in America, eBay, Google, Sun Microsystems, all started by immigrants. 25% of the new jobs at new businesses in America are businesses started by immigrants. So at every level, immigrants have added much more than anybody else who's come to our shores, as they historically always have added much more than everybody else when they come to our shores. So somebody let us in and let our grandparents in. And all today's immigrants are asking for is that we do the same and that we treat them with the same courtesy and respect that somebody treated our ancestors with. And the magic of the whole thing is that America ends up a better place for it. Thank you very much.